Welcome to Raw Talk. As always, there's a link down below in the description box to credit WWE once again for piecing this article together beautifully for me. The show started off with Pat McAfee making his return to the commentary booth alongside Michael Cole, and they are the new team moving forward. I don't know if there's going to be a third person. I don't know what's going on. It's going to sound really rude, but I'm going to say it. As on this channel, I don't sugarcoat anything. It's nothing personal. It's just what I hear. I'm sure most people don't like me. Kevin Patrick drives me insane. I would rather Byron Saxton, for crying out loud. Pat McAfee and Michael Cole are money. They are amazing together as a duo. You don't need a third person. These three-man teams can sometimes work. But with Pat McAfee and Michael Cole, that is all you need. Now, at the same time, I really do enjoy Wade Barrett. I really do enjoy Corey Graves. And if moving forward on SmackDown, it's Corey Graves, Wade Barrett with Kevin Patrick, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. Because Kevin Patrick is like your face, Corey Graves is sort of like your heel, and so is Wade Barrett. But like I've said before in recent times, I'm kind of going off track here. It was supposed to be a short video. Is the heel commentators give credit where credit is due, even to the face. Not something you would ever see a true heel commentator do, like Bobby the Brain Heenan or even Jesse the Body Ventura. Let's move on. CM Punk comes out and addresses his injury. He did tear his tricep, praises Cody Rhodes. Hope he finishes the story, talks about his friend that had cancer and who's always of good joy and good cheer. So is he allowed to be, sad and depressed and all that? It was very emotional. This was like a crazy, crazy promo. He's going to have to skip WrestleMania 40. Then Drew came out, pulled out the Heyman thing again, where you bring him up and then you bring them down. And it was just really good. Then he attacked Punk. Sami Zayn came out to help Punk. Backstage Judgment Day chat about no more distractions. And then DIY chats about wanting the tag titles. And then that's what led to that match. It was a great match. Judgment Day retained. Then they chatted in the ring. And DP tells Truth to come out. They share a couple of laughs, and then JD and Dirty Dom attack him from behind. I mean, that just wasn't cool. And then Miz came out to help out Truth. I just wish it didn't quite end this way. I don't know how I wanted it to end, but in real life, obviously, they're not against each other. And in real life, in all seriousness, it is DP that went to Triple H and actually pushed to have Truth stick around longer. Okay. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark defeated Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. It was pretty quick. Again, Chelsea is really good in the ring. She's safe in the ring. She plays her role well. I just don't like that kind of character. I prefer these two. Truth be told, it was a good match. Cody Rhodes came out. So that Punk thing in the beginning was the definitely one of the biggest highlights of the night for me. This was another one, and it didn't even have to do with in-ring action. Cody Rhodes came out talking about winning the Rumble, 2 back-to-back Rumbles, first time in 26 years since like 97-ish with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Seth came out congratulating Cody and that he should face him instead of Roman. And the reason was, and it was so beautifully said, Seth Rollins has put prestige in the title that he has. He's now held it for a decent amount of time. The amount of times that he's day in, day out defending that championship. Not like Roman, who was every other night, then every other week, then every other month, then only defending it a couple of times a year. And then cheating and all this kind of stuff. If you face Seth, I still truly believe, more so than ever in the beginning, especially when Seth only had the title for like a week or a month, I'm actually okay with Cody facing Seth and winning the championship at Mania And then you can have The Rock, if you had to go there, facing Roman. Because word is that is going to happen, and that's the only scenario that you can have here without it stepping on Cody's front cover of his book to his story. So this was just like beyond words, like I said. It was just amazing. And then backstage, Kofi talks about wanting to beat Gunther. He would have been 5-time Intercontinental Champ if that happened. Jey Uso versus Bronson Reed was a great match. And I'm very glad that Jey won, for the simple fact that I like Jey, but I also really like Bronson Reed. But I'm tired of the big man always squashing the smaller guy, and this just makes it more believable in that aspect. Because it's not always the case, right? And then we have backstage, Andrade signs back with WWE, which I'm happy for. He is the real-life husband of Charlotte Flair. I think he still is. Yeah, so Ric Flair's his father-in-law. And he signed with Raw with Adam Pearce. And Nick Aldis came in, did their little thing for a minute. That was pretty cool. Backstage Gunther promo about facing Kofi. Good as always. And then there was the backstage interview with Becky Lynch being a little bit disappointed with her performance at the Rumble. This match was great because it made the Gunther defeating Kofi Kingston, of course, in the Intercontinental match, like we were going to have the longest reigning Intercontinental Championship reign of all time end on a Raw. I don't think so. No offense. I'm not saying it's impossible, just very unlikely. And it just shows with Gunther, and I'm going to make a video on this because I'm looking for an extra 15 views on my channel. He's just so believable. He's got one of the best chops in the game ever of all time. And he can get it done. This is not a praise to him personally. This is the character. This is how WWE have built him. It's not like he gets to choose this here. But he's able to win without distractions, without cheating, without Imperium getting involved. But they could still be a heel because after the match, Xavier Woods came out to see Kofi, and then Imperium whooped their asses around the ring. But it didn't happen during the match. I have so much respect for that. It's great. Backstage interview, Sammy, he had gotten attacked, I think, earlier during the night by Drew. And then Kabuki Warriors versus Natalya and Tegan Knox. Good back and forth wrestling. No awkwardness there, because I've talked about that sometimes with all due respect, and it's going to sound rude, some of the ladies coming out there just for the eye candy, and there was none of that going on. This was like a really, really good quality match. Natalya's great. She's always been amazing. I don't like how she's booked, but it doesn't change the fact that she's really good. And this was just really nice. And I think it was them, wasn't it? Because I don't know much about them. They're past. I'm not going to pretend like I know everything. I think it was the Kabuki Warriors that had the longest reigning NXT Tag Team Women's Championship reign ever. Was it them? Yeah. But because it's not their first rodeo here. So this was great. Backstage interview with Kaden and Katana. And they talk about getting their rematch with the Kabuki Warriors next week on Raw. Bayley came out. This was cool. Bayley comes out with the rest of Damage Control inside of the ring. Bayley talks about how she's the best now, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I told all you idiots for the past year and a half, this, that, and the other thing. Rhea Ripley came out starting to talk. Then Nia Jax attacked Rhea. What I didn't like is how everybody leaves the ring. Bayley stays in the ring. But she looks like so scared, like it's like it's Nia. You're a badass, Bayley. Don't be afraid of Nia Jax. She came out alone. She didn't have a chair. And then you have the whole Damage Control at ringside anyway, so that angle was a little bit weird for me. But whatever. I thought it was dumb, to be perfectly honest. Backstage, Drew talks about Sammy having never. So that's a Sammer. A Sammer is Sammy never doing something. That's a Sammer. That should be a t-shirt now. He's never beaten Drew on a one-on-one, and that proved to be true again. But this was a great match because Sami Zayn is very resilient and takes some real serious blows. He's so good, but he lost. And that's okay. He's a strong dude. You can't always, again, look at the size of someone's biceps and their chest and assume anything. really. He's an insane competitor at the likes of Kevin Owens. And I think sometimes maybe that's why I liked him so much, is they just look like your typical guy next door. Not overly buff, not necessarily, no offense, a pretty boy like a Finn Balor or a Cody Rhodes, but can be absolutely beyond what words in a dictionary can properly describe. So just overall, this was a great night for me. I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself. I hope you did as well. I hope you 10% enjoyed this video as much as you did Raw. Probably not, but let's just pretend you did 10%. Definitely the thing I hated the most was one of the most beautiful moments, ironically, and that was CM Punk. He's just so great. I love the guy. I even love how he's like, sometimes being the best in the world doesn't even always mean that you're winning all the time. You remember my UFC run, right? He's like, didn't exactly go according to plan, but he chased his dream. He did it. God damn, he's good. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That guy. Telling you, this might not be the wrestling from the 80s or the 90s or the Attitude Era or the Ruthless Aggression Era. This is arguably definitely not one of the best eras, but with Cody Rhodes, with Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Gunther, and a bunch of other people that I'm just looking down the list here. It's just and Jade Cargill. I thought I saw her for a second. Whatever. Yeah, she's awesome too. I'm having fun. Like I said, it's easy for me to start trashing and being negative, and I do it when it needs to. But again, with the highlight recap of all the shows, it's to mainly be positive, to take however little positive there may be in a night. And if there's something I really think is dumb, like I said with the whole Bayley making her out to be all like weak and scared, you're like the longest running in-ring Royal Rumble girl in the history. You were fighting everybody. One person just comes up to you, and anyways, I could go on about it, but yeah, I won't. As always, if you like the video, a thumbs up, as it does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm, so they say. You didn't like it, go ahead, give it a thumbs down. I'll bend it in half, twist it, and break it off in your ass. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, naturally, that would be great now, wouldn't it? But if not, exactly. Thanks for stopping by anyways, take care, and maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.